Hey there. I wasn't going to make a video today, but as I was getting ready for the day, I watched a video by MrKongsMom about perfumes and perfume collections. And her and, I wrote down the name here, Kathy from Kathy's Beauty Chats, or Care Chats, have come up with a couple questions about your perfume collection to help share with others your favorite notes, favorite perfumes, and just general information about the perfumes that you have collected. I thought I would do this because I have like a perfume obsession. Before I got into vendor wax, before I got into makeup even, before I got into candles, any of that stuff, I was an avid perfume collector. So okay, sorry. Let me start off with, I have watched MrKongsMom or MrKongsMom for years, a long time. I love her. I first started following her for skincare. Her and I have very similar skin. It's very hard to find someone that has as oily of skin as I do to find tips and tricks with it. And she does. And I've commented on her videos, watched her for years. I think she has like over 40,000 subscribers right now. And I believe when I started following her, she had like 1,100. That's how long ago it was. So go follow her at MrKongsMom. That name came from, she's a pug dog mama, which I love pugs. And her older pug boy is Mr. Kong. And so she's MrKongsMom. She also has a newer little pug that is so cute. And she posts stuff about her all the time. And so I love following her for perfumes. She also does home fragrance, candles, wax sometimes. It's mostly Scentsy, and about her doggies. So I really love her. And then who she collabed with, I said, was KathysBeautyCareChats. I have never watched Kathy's beauty videos, but MrKongsMom, Melanie is also her name, said that she loves watching Kathy's videos because she also is a pug mom and does, I can't think right now, skincare, perfume, all that kind of stuff as well. I'll try if I can figure it out to put their information in the box below, but I thought I'd go down their list of questions about perfume collections and hopefully you guys are interested. So the first question is, how many perfumes do you have in your collection? Let me start off by saying a few things. I used to have way, way more. When my babies were toddlers, they would get into my perfumes and break the caps off, break the nozzles, do all these different things. So a lot of them have gone to the perfume graveyard. Second, this might seem like a lot, but most of my, especially higher end perfumes, I have either found at TJ Maxx, Ross, or I've found them at a discount online, or I have waited for Sephora VIB or something like that. Hardly, maybe one or two have I paid full price for. Almost none have I paid full price for. So please keep that in mind. I have 31 perfumes. Some of these include some roller balls and samples only, and I only included the roller balls and samples of the ones that I have had full sizes of and really love. So I have more than 31 if you want to include samples. So the first question is, what is your oldest fragrance that you have? So I'm going to say my oldest one that I have, and I'll tell you why I still have it, because it doesn't smell that great anymore. But it's Elle by Gwen Stefani. Remember when she had that Lamb line, LAMB? This was the perfume she came out with that went with it. The cap is lost because of my kids. You're going to see a lot of lost caps, but at least the sprayers made it. The reason I still have this one is it's really strong. It's like a watery, fruity floral. And I used to wear this when I lived in Los Angeles, out to the clubs with my brother and my friends. And we loved Gwen Stefani. And I just can't let it go because of A, the scent, but B, the memories. So I really, really loved Elle by Gwen Stefani. It wasn't in production for very long, so it's really hard to get your hands on if you can at all anymore. But it's a really great, watery, fresh, strong, fruity floral with like melon notes and green notes in it. Really, really good. Next question is, what's your newest perfume? So this one is kind of interesting because it's actually a perfume from the vendor wax world. So, and the label's kind of messed up. Julie, this is from Sassy Girl Aroma. Also, Julie from Sassy Girl Aroma, but her perfume line is called Everlasting Essence. This is in the scent Be Humble. It is with her Beach Nights, Blackberry, and Elderberry, I believe. I didn't write down the notes, but this is her perfume. She's constantly changing her perfume bottles because of different issues. I know there was issues with the labels on these with leaking and smudging and stuff like that. So she's changing it up again, which, you know, this is a new thing for her. So you gotta, you know, brainstorm and fix things. So this one it's really good. It's strong. I do get that Beach Nights and the Elderberry and everything in there. The only issue that I have with this perfume, it has pretty good staying power, but it does leave like an oily residue. So I do suggest with any of her perfumes to spray it on your skin instead of your clothes, which for me, when I spray it on my skin, it doesn't last as long. So anyway, I do really like this one. This is technically my newest perfume. Still has the cap. Imagine that. So the next one is, what's your most sentimental perfume? So I've had a lot in the past because of weddings or baby births or different things like that. But currently what I have left that is my most sentimental is Girl of Now by Elie Saab, if that's how you say it. My husband bought me this, I believe, for Christmas. Oh, so good. This is a very gourmand pistachio, sweet, 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 sweet perfume, and very condensed and strong. And this beautiful bottle, look at that. It looks like enamel. I mean, it is enamel, like artwork on the top and the bottom of the bottle. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this one intensely, but I can only wear it sparingly because of how sweet it is. So only on a night out or something like that. This is definitely not a daily perfume for me because I can't handle the sweetness, but I really like it. Does that make sense? So that's probably my most sentimental. The next question is fragrance you could live without but can't get rid of. So it is, that one for me is probably, and I'm saying these French words are kind of difficult, but Guerlain, Idole, if that's how you say it right. This bottle is gorgeous. This is the Eau de Toilette version of it, which is plenty. I don't need the Eau de Parfum because this one lasts plenty long. This is a very floral perfume. There's lilac, rose, a little bit of patchouli. I like it, but it's not a me perfume. It's kind of, I hate to say it, kind of an old lady perfume. But this bottle and the staying power is beyond. It's so good. Every once in a great while, I will spritz myself with this because one little spritz, like half a spritz, the whole day you smell like this. And it's fresh, but it's very floral. And I don't necessarily mind florals if they're the right kind of floral. But this is very powdery, very old lady, but I kind of like it every once in a while. I just can't get rid of it. But I've had this for years, and look, probably 3 or 4 years. And look how full it still is. So there's that one. The next one is, the next question is just, what are your favorite notes in general? So my favorite notes my whole life in perfume have been aquatic notes and fresh notes. I love, if I could make my own perfume, it would be aquatic, mint, herbal, maybe with a touch of like musk or amber or something in it, if it would stay. The problem with aquatic notes is they're not necessarily found in nature. They're usually artificially, chemically lab-made notes, which is fine. Most perfumes are. But they're also, the way their notes are made up, they don't last very long. They're not a long-lasting note. So almost all of my favorite perfumes don't last very long. This wasn't a question to show a perfume, but let me just show you one of my favorites. One of my very favorite aquatic perfumes is by Salvador Dali, I believe. Let me just make sure I got that right. And this is in Sea and Sun in the Kadakis, if that's how you say it right. His bottles are just so interesting. If you have ever been looking for a perfume that literally smells like you are by a pool, like chlorinated sun. Oh my gosh, man, it's so good. There is, there's a citrus note in here, and I believe, if I can remember correctly, it's kumquat. But this literally smells like your skin is hot with pool water on it by the pool. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's down to here. I've had this for a few years too. I found this on I can't remember which website, but because of those aquatic notes and the characteristics of how those notes are made and the chemical makeup of how these notes are made in the lab, it just doesn't last that long, but I could spray myself with this all day. And the color, it's not really coming off on camera, but it is a gorgeous, like aqua, I mean, like a pool color. So those are my favorite notes. And mint, I love mint. I could just wear peppermint oil, really, and I would love it. The next question is, what are your least favorite notes? So I know I just said that there's patchouli in that one perfume. I really dislike strong patchoulis. Like sometimes patchouli just comes off greasy and dirty to me. For some reason, and I'm always kind of confused by this, in fresh versions or flankers of perfumes, a lot of perfume makers will put patchouli in them. And to me, patchouli is not a fresh note. Patchouli to me is a earthy, sometimes oily, dirty note. I don't know why. Everyone's brains, memories, noses are different. My least favorite patchouli, if you have ever smelled Chanel perfumes, I do not like the patchouli in Chanel. Sorry, they're cutting the grass outside, if you can hear that. I know Chanel, most people smell their perfumes and think they're classy and high-end, and they are. But that patchouli in the base, it's like all I can smell. Like Coco Chanel, Coco Mademoiselle, all those perfumes are favorites, I mean, by millions of people, but all I can smell when I smell them is that patchouli. I can't smell the citrus in it. I can't smell everything else in it because of that heavy, heavy patchouli that to others smells clean and to me smells dirty. I don't know why. Also, heavy rose scents are really hard for me. There's certain roses that I can handle. Melanie from MrKongsMom had mentioned Stella by Stella McCartney, that perfume, and I love that perfume. The rose in that is beautiful. There's also amber in it that makes it smoother and almost more like an edible rose to my nose. So I really like that perfume. Also, this bottle, let me see if I can find it, my little stash back here. There's a couple rose perfumes that I wanted to bring up that I really like because I say that rose is one of my least favorite notes, but if I'm going to say this right, by Givenchy, Eau de Mademoiselle, Eau Fresh. This is like a lemon rose perfume, and there is quite a bit of lemon. Oh, it smells so good. But the rose in this is a very like young rose that's almost borders on peony, however you want to say it. And this is so good. This is one that I almost paid full price for, but because it was the Eau Fresh version, it wasn't as expensive as Eau de Toilette or the Eau de Parfum, but this has enough staying power for me. Oh, this is like a fresh spring day with roses. So I do like this type of rose. Also, this label is really messed up. You know the perfume Taboo? This came out a long time ago. Maybe about 5 years ago at Walgreens, they came out with a perfume called Taboo Rose. Of course, look at this label. It's awful. It's because I've kept it in my purse and pocket like many times. So this one is so hard to find now. They had it in production for maybe a year. This smells so good. This smells a lot like Chloe. If you know in the perfume world what that smells like, it's like a honeyed rose with peony or peony. And this bottle was like $5.99 at Walgreens, and the staying power is like all day long. Ugh. I could wear this any day. Any day. The funny thing is, randomly Walmart had this display box for sale. It had like 20 of these, I think. And it's in my closet. I have given away like 5 of them, I think. And I have all the rest. And I could honestly wear this every day because it's very fresh. It's almost like there's a sea, like an ocean breeze with that honeyed rose. I don't know, but that smells really good. And then one more of the note that I hate, right? Rose perfume for me to talk about. And it's, of course, missing a cap and it's a little bit dirty. But this is Givenchy Eau de Parfum Le Intense. There's Givenchy, sorry, that light is really reflecting, has so many flankers of this perfume that you really have to search to make sure that you're researching the right one. This one to me is dark. Like, it is sexy. It is patchouli. It is rose. amber. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like black pepper in it. I wear this on like winter night dates or Halloween, or I've worn this to the haunted house. I know that sounds weird, but it's dark and the lasting power on this is crazy. Let's see, I have it, it's about to here right now, and I've had this for probably 2 years. I believe I found this one at TJ Maxx. Oh, I never want to run out of this. And this isn't even my perfume type, like my love, but it's a love because of specifically what this smells like. So enough about the notes that I don't like that I love, right? So let's see. What do you do with your perfume samples? So I have quite a few. More recently, I have stopped buying perfume bottles because I don't go through them as fast. What actually I like to do is my favorite perfumes. Oh, I didn't even go buy that one. I'll do that one next. My favorite perfumes. I buy like sleeves of the samples on eBay because at work or wherever I am, I don't want to bring a giant bottle and carry that around. So I keep samples with me and just go through them like one every couple of days. And I keep a little sample in my pocket at work or whatever. So I love samples. I love perfume samples. They're one of my favorite ways to have perfume. So I keep them with me, and when they're gone, I toss them. So let me show you my favorite perfumes, my 2 very favorite perfumes in the world. And this is hard to come by. And it's kind of funny because my favorite notes are aquatic and mint, and these aren't even close. So one that when I first bought it, I was like, I don't know if I like it, but over the years, I just keep going back to it. Sorry, it's dark, so it's like blending in with my curtains. It's, how do you say the brand? Tierra Mugler Alien. Oh, this is, if I can remember correctly, it's amber, solar notes, and jasmine. So but that doesn't mean anything when you're smelling this. I barely smell the jasmine in it. To me, Alien is the perfect name. It is so unique. Nothing else smells like this. It is cozy and warm, but there's a touch of freshness. To me, when I spray it on, I wear this in the winter. A lot of people like wearing it in the summer. It smells like the coziest, comfiest sweater that you would ever wear. But also sexy. I don't know. And this bottle, I think they call it an amulet bottle, which makes sense, right? And this too, like 2-3 sprays of this is going to last you all day. It is very expensive. You can buy bottles that are, this one I got off eBay, so it's kind of messed up because I've been through like 3 bottles of this. But they're Tierra Mugler, how do you say that? I'm so sorry. Sells bottles that are refillable. So you can go buy a nice bottle, keep it nice, and bring it back to the counter that you bought it from, and they'll refill it for a much smaller price than buying a new bottle. So, oh, this one's so good. And then my other favorite, this is funny because 2 of my least favorite notes are rose and patchouli, but is C by Giorgio Armani. This is like my 3rd bottle. And this is a 100 ml bottle. And I've used almost all of it. I've also gone through my very first bottle my husband bought for me for Christmas, which was the smallest, I think 30 ml bottle. Went through that. I also have 2 sleeves of samples of this, which I think I gave 1 sleeve away to my mother-in-law because she loved it. And I've gone through the whole other sleeve. So this is like a very slight rose. I don't smell much rose, but rose is in it. Patchouli, currant, I believe. But it's musky and sweet too. It just smells like a beautiful woman. I don't know how else to explain it. This one, the staying power is good, but not what I'd like it to be. There's so many different versions of C. There's C Absolute, there's C Oil, there's all these other ones that make them stronger, or there's different notes that pop out more. There's all these different flankers and limited editions of this, but the original is my favorite. This just smells beautiful, like a beautiful woman that knows how to dress, knows how to take care of herself. Not that those things matter, but that's just what it smells like to me. Oh, it just smells so good. I'm going to spray this one. I think there's black currant. Oh, cassis. That's the main note. Cassis is the main note in this. And oh my gosh, it just smells like a freaking hug. I love it. Okay, so that's the one I missed. So the next one, what's your favorite kind of packaging on perfume? So my favorite kind of packaging are big, heavy glass. So I love, like, this is big, heavy glass, like heavy glass bottom and simplistic bottle design. Those are my favorite kind of ones. Let me see if I have another one that I could show you. This one kind of does as well. The way Hair Care has made a perfume line as well. See this big heavy glass and just like that simple cap. I love that. And this is a really good one too. North Bondi. I love that one. So that's my favorite. My least favorite bottles are the more complicated ones that are hard to take to store, but it's beautiful. So this one this is La Nuit Tresor by Lancome. This bottle's gorgeous, right? And it's heavy glass, but like, and it is pretty on like a tabletop, but to store it, this is like kind of unrealistic, right? This is beautiful too. Kind of similar to C, but more gourmand. Beautiful bottle, but they're just really hard to store. Like, where do I put that? Where am I going to put this, like, this dagger? I don't know, but it's gorgeous. So, next question is, fragrance you want to try, but haven't pulled the trigger. So, I love beachy fragrances. I've shown on my vendor wax that I love copper tones, stuff like that. Well, I really want Tom Ford. Let me see if I can say this right. Eau de Soleil Blanc. His perfumes are so expensive, and they almost never go on sale. So I've never bought one. I've bought plenty samples. I really like them, but I just can't pull the trigger on paying $200 something for a bottle of perfume. I just can't. So that's the one. Do you mix fragrances? Sometimes, like when I'm at home and hanging out, but out and about, no, because I don't have time. And if someone asks you what you're wearing, I kind of like to say it and not just say I'm mixing it. So not really. First perfume you remember wearing. So a couple. Clinique Happy was really big when I first started wearing perfumes. That was a really big one. And then there was another one by Mary Kay. It came out with the skincare line. I believe it was orange. Like it was kind of this bottle that stood kind of diagonally. It was supposed to be like a sporty fragrance for teens. And I believe it was called Velocity. It was really fresh. It was kind of similar to Clinique Happy, but I kind of liked Velocity even a touch better. So those are my very first two perfumes. There was also one, I cannot remember the maker of it, but it was called Ocean Pearl or something. It was like this iridescent bluish, I think bluish purple gray bottle with like a little pearl on the front. Those are my first memories of perfumes that I owned. And then the last question is favorite fragrance channels. Oh my goodness. So obviously I already referenced MrKongsMom. She speaks about fragrance all the time, home fragrance, personal fragrance, all the things. And then Kathleen Light. She is another, first of all, light in the YouTube world. I love her, not just for makeup, but for the person that she is. She also talks about a lot of fragrances. She really likes gourmand, sweet, patchouli fragrances. So a lot of what she talks about, I don't necessarily like, but she's a huge fan of C by Giorgio Armani. So I can ride with that. But she talks about perfumes pretty frequently. I follow quite a few fragrance channels only because when new perfumes come out, just because notes are listed does not mean that perfume smells like that at all. You can have 4 perfumes that list the same, that they all have the same notes and they all smell completely differently. So let me just throw that out there. Also, sorry, something stuck in my teeth. A website that I have been a member of for, I don't know, 12 years. I'm not kidding. 15 probably. It's called Fragrantica.com. Mm-hmm. It's literally a club that you can go on there. They list all the brand new fragrance releases, the notes of those fragrances. Then people can go on and review them. There's as Canada Kim would say, silage. She's saying it the correct way, by the way, because she knows French. I do not. Their strength, their longevity, what notes really they smell, how it smells to them, how it wears on them. And some people will comment about, like in where they live, like their climate, does it last in cold temperatures, long or hot temperatures, all these different things. So I will literally be at Ross or TJ Maxx in the aisle trying to pick out a perfume and seeing what they have, looking at Fragrantica.com, seeing if I want that or not. So that is my biggest reference for what I'm going to buy. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I didn't even go over like half of the perfumes that I have. Someday I will actually have a fragrance collection video. It will be very long though. If you guys want to hear that, let me know. I have just about, even if it's a perfume that I don't have, almost every perfume that's out, I at least know what fragrance category it lands in. And most of them, I also have most of the notes memorized. It's pretty sad. It's sad. But I love them. What do you do about the things that you love? So, I'm going to list why I keep saying this wrong, MrKongsMom channel down below. Also, even though I don't know her, Kathy's Beauty Care Chats, I will list her down below. And then I will try to fill out all the questions that I asked down below as well. So if anyone else wants to be a part of this collaboration, not that I was asked to, I was not asked to, I'm not that important, but MrKongsMom offered that if anyone wanted to be a part of it, they could, and tag it. So I'm going to have to figure out what the tag is so that it's viewed together. But I hope this was enjoyable. I hope you gained any knowledge. I hope you don't think I'm insane for how many perfumes that I have, but I love fragrance in all facets of the word. So I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day. Me and my kids are going swimming all day. So have a good one. Thanks.